Hey folks, it's the 29th of July 2025, and we're moving away from the Grand Canyon fires and over to the Central Pacific, where things have gone a bit mental over the last couple of days. Meanwhile, in the West Pacific, lumbering tropical systems are still spinning, but for now, we'll keep our focus on the Central Pacific. Guys, we are heading towards August, and that means the Northern Hemisphere oceans are heating up, and you can see it in these sea surface temperatures. Watch as those temperatures are gradually pushing further and further north as the area able to sustain a tropical cyclone expands as we head into August. Over here in the West Pacific, you can see the Kurashiro current edging further and further towards the north as that warm water advects up next to Japan. And over in the East Pacific, the same pattern, we're seeing that edging forward. So our area of hurricane activity, typhoon activity, it's expanding, and we're heading towards a more active period as we head, as we always do every year, into the hot months. The National Hurricane Center page indicates that there's all sorts of activity going on in the Central and Eastern Pacific, but for the moment in the Central Pacific, we've got Iona at 100 knots, that's category 3 intensity, major hurricane. Kelly is behind it, which was the other cloudy area. That's a tropical storm. Let's take a look at the latest infrared. Well, Iona is a very symmetric storm with a distinct eye. It is not a large storm. That is 223.5 kilometers indicated on the bottom right of the diagram. Covering most of the storm, you can see it's of a comparable scale to the Big Island of Hawaii, which is up to the north. And then meanwhile, we've got the other tropical storm to its northeast. This is the visible imagery from the day of yesterday, and these storms typically in this region are pretty small. That's partly because of the small-ish vortexes that come out of the Eastern Pacific, but also related to the dry environment, as has been shown in various scientific papers. Iona is expected to continue intensifying according to the Central Pacific Hurricane Center to become a Category 4 hurricane, possibly stronger, as it continues on its path towards the west, but thankfully there isn't at this point any indication of a sharp turn to the right. This is the thing that makes people in Hawaii really nervous, is the prospect of a storm that takes a sharp right turn as it's sucked up by some kind of mid-latitude trough or something like that. No indication of that. This is progressing off to the west, so hopefully things are looking okay. It will not be impacting Hawaii. This is the Hurricane Wharf high-resolution storm following forecast. Actually, the forecast going forward shows the storm continuing to be a small but strong hurricane. Eventually there is some weakening in the longer term. But actually what is more interesting is the analysis before shows the mega intensification that occurred with this storm from Sunday into Monday. And we see the analysis. I don't know whether some of the analysis was missing or whether it was just a really extreme intensification. It looks like it really was quite exceptional, going from, according to this analysis anyway, from a tropical storm to a major hurricane within the space of about 18 hours. So we got to have a look at the longer term. Here's the longer IR loop going back 72 hours, and this really shows how the storm came from almost nothing. I mean, there was definitely that circulation came up, and then it just blew up, went crazy, blew up, popped an eye, and the small cyclone was formed. I've just done a check through the polar orbiting satellite imagery, and this is, I think the best view is NOAA 20 VERS from yesterday. There's Hawaii up here, Big Island, Maui, Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, and Kauai. So let's just scroll temptingly downwards to see where this storm is. And here it is. Hurricane Iona, just at probably the earlier stages of it developing its small eye, but it's definitely in there quite nicely. So on that note, I will leave it at that note, in fact. Probably we're going to look at an East Coast Australia system next, because it looks like it's going to be bringing snow to really far north New South Wales and possibly even to the highest mountains of Queensland. So stay tuned for that.